What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. With Jay Ellis marrying a non-black woman, people in the black Hollywood circles have been commenting on it a lot. And not only people in the black Hollywood circle, but also people in the social media circles here. Folks on YouTube. And recently I got a comment from brother Big Black 45, and he says Boyce Watkins was talking crap about Jay, basically implying he hates black women. And that really means brother Boyce Watkins. So I'll put the name there. He means Boyce Watkins, Dr. Boyce Watkins. And we all know how, I feel about brother Boyce Watkins. I like some of the things he does. I do feel the brother does a little bit of pandering, but for all intents and purposes here, I will not take any shots at brother Boyce. Instead, I'm going to just deal with some of the things he talked about on the live stream called Star of Insecure is loved by black women, but he married Becky. And of course, meaning that he married a white woman instead of marrying a black woman. Now, this particular stream, him and his wife, Alicia Watkins, are commenting on it. But brother Boyce talks about the pandering that he felt that brother Jay Ellis did. And, that pretty much he led black women on to believe that he would marry one of them. He took so much of a pro-black stance on his Instagram profile. But there's an excerpt of this particular live stream in which he talks about black men from California. And I want to play that, and then I want to come back and talk about it.
Yeah, if you look at his Instagram, I took a little screenshot, and the only picture of a white woman is actually the wedding picture. And what was really fascinating about the wedding picture was that you could tell that he's insecure about marrying this white woman, because to use that word insecure, but he's insecure about marrying the white woman because he didn't even allow any comments on the wedding photo. And I thought that was really interesting. And that almost, it makes you curious, right? Like I saw a lot of black women were kind of annoyed because I think that it seemed to me, and you could tell me if I'm accurate about any of this, but it seemed to me they felt like they were being pandered to, that Issa Rae and Jay Ellis kind of got together and just said, okay, let's play this game of presenting you as a sex symbol to black women, dangling you in front of them as if this is some sort. And this is the interesting thing. Like sometimes women get caught up in the fantasies of what they see on TV, and they're thinking, okay, this is the kind of man I could have. And they really admire this guy. Men don't really do that as much. We do it in a different way. And then to find that black women were never considered or never really part of his long-term life plan. I don't actually blame them. I can understand being a little offended by that. And I think that's a California thing. I hear a lot of the brothers in California just don't like black women.
So you heard what Dr. Boyce said towards the end. He said that black men from California do not like black women. And that's interesting to make such a stupid stereotype, especially coming from a black man who is a PhD in finance and is very intellectual. How could you just say that black men in California don't like black women? It doesn't make any sense. And Dr. Boyce Watkins, who is more intelligent than that, should understand that that is pretty much slander, if you want to say that. You're talking about all California black men don't like black women. And also it's a negative stereotype, which is crazy because he'll, doesn't want black people to be stereotyped negatively, and then he turns around and does the same thing. Here's what Boyce probably doesn't understand: that California is a competitive market. It is unlike, I would say, any other state in the union. California has a lot of everything. It is a melting pot. I'm from Sacramento, and Sacramento is a melting pot. It's a lot of different nationalities, and that's not just unique to Sacramento or California itself. But now in Los Angeles, which is a progressive city, or San Francisco, places like that, It's not uncommon to see people, especially in the upper echelons of socioeconomic statuses, to do very well. And once you do very well, race becomes less of an issue. But now we're talking about Hollywood, LA, which is where Brother JLS lives. That's even different. You have women coming from all over the world. Ladies from Brazil, ladies from Italy, Serbia, places like that. And black women don't have so much of a hold on black men as they may have in other areas in the nation. Most notably Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia. If you want to talk about certain parts of Atlanta, some parts of the Midwest. In California, it's much more competitive. And the thing is that California black women have to be more competitive towards the men that they want to date. Because if you're not, other women are going to take those eligible men. And the thing that I think that what people like Dr. Boyce and Dr. Alicia Watkins believes that a black man like Jay Ellis is supposed to stay around and just, keep his availability solely open for a black woman, when the reality is that a black woman has to compete for a black man. This is something that Brother Obsidian pointed out many years ago in 2015, that a lot of black women had a hard time with this whole ideology of competing for a black man. Black women want to be competed for, but they don't want to compete for a man. I'm not talking about all of them, but obviously some of them. And when you're in California, everything is competitive. Housing is competitive. Jobs are competitive. Money is competitive. Everything is competitive, including mating is competitive, right? That's what Dr. Boyce Watkins doesn't get. It's no longer the 1980s or 1990s where blacks are relegated to South Central LA or in LA or places like that. No, this is open season. And if you're competitive, you get to win. And if you're not, you get to be single. And that's what happens. You're seeing these other women of other races. And I'm being from California. They're coming in and they're seeing these eligible black men. And these black men are looking at these ladies like, hey, these ladies are beautiful. These ladies are trying a little bit harder than what I think some ladies in my own community. What are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to reserve that spot for a lady who's just black? And don't get me wrong. I'll do that. Dr. Boyce will do that. There's some black men that are going to sit there and they're going to really look in and try to stay black and do their best to stay black. Not every black man is going to do that. Some black men will give you the right of first refusal, but at the same time, if another lady comes to the table with something, they're not going to turn her down just because she's non-black. In California, black men just have that option. They have the option to stay in the black community, but they have more of an option because of the dynamics of the population to date otherwise. And you're going to continue to see that happening if sisters are not going to be competitive with the other ladies of other races. And that's just the reality. You can't just shun it to the fact that, oh, these California black men don't like black women. Are these black women coming to the table with the same thing that these non-black women are coming with the table with? Yes or no? Well, guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of Celebrity Drunk. Appreciate you for all that you do. We're out.